About a month since I did the first one, and moving forward, I'm going to try to do that every week. But I've had a good block of training in since I started this process. Probably 8 weeks into the process, totally, and my body is definitely coming alive for jiu-jitsu and wrestling and boxing. So that's good. There was initially some aches and pains. I felt a little bit, actually had to battle a couple demons. That kind of stuff never really ends. And I don't really like the term demons that much, even though I do use it myself. But, really it's just fear and doubt. I'm thankful to be in the place where running has strengthened my body to the point where I can run 50 milers, 100 milers, and recover from those very quickly. But it wasn't that way when I first started doing the MMA training. I was very stiff, felt a little bit like an old man, back, hips, all that stuff. But if I wasn't 100% committed to the process, I probably would have just chucked it off as, hey, I'm too old for this shit, and gone on to other stuff. But that's not how I choose to live my life these days. And thankfully so, because now in the process I feel great. I'm able to do the training, do the work, and my body is recovering and not sore in those areas. So anyway, that's kind of the mechanics, the nuts and bolts of it. Spiritually and mentally, the training has been incredibly profound. Even this early into the process, I'm in touch with a part of me that I haven't been in touch with for a long time. That aggressive nature. When I was young, I was very angry, and I got into fights, and I always had to kind of strut around a little bit and prove that I wasn't going to let anyone take advantage of me or disrespect me. And that was not from a place of true strength. It was actually, it was the opposite. It was from a place of fear and insecurity. But the aggressive part was there. And the last 11 years in my recovery, have been spent becoming peaceful inside and quiet, and not attached to what others say and what they do. And there's been almost no reason that I can think of to display those characteristics of my youth. Someone cuts me off in traffic, or takes money from me, or tries to swindle me out of money in business deals, whatever. That's no big deal to me. Those are details, and not worth surrendering all the peace and happy that I work so hard to get. But in this process, knowing that in a year or so, I'm going to have someone in that cage with me who's very committed to making sure that that I don't belong in that cage, and that he is the dominant force in that cage, and that he's going to want to hurt me and humiliate me and make sure that I think twice about ever challenging him again. And even though it's done within the construct of a competition, that spirit is still there. And I've had to kind of question myself, am I able to do that? Is that a backwards move, or is that something different? And in getting in touch with that aggressive nature of self, I think that's an important part of self, and that's in us for a reason. That instinct is there to so that we can provide and keep our families secure, and ward off fending tribes and things like that. And I think it is a natural part of who we are. It's probably or not probably, but it's a very overused part of who we are in today's world. We don't need that aggression in our everyday lives, but it's important nonetheless. And as I've explored that and become in touch with it, it's still there. But I think, interestingly enough, at this point, although that instinct is there, the pathway to touch that place isn't anger anymore. I'm not angry. I don't have a chip on my shoulder. I got nothing to prove, you know, other than to myself that I'm willing to go out and compete in this highly physical sport. So that's been very interesting, and it's been quite a journey inward, and one that I'm looking forward to continue to explore. You know, I find my exterior nature quieting down a little bit and becoming just more self-aware of parts of me that you know, haven't been near the surface in a long time. So I'm sure I'm going to be talking a lot more about that as we go on, but that's kind of where I am at right now. On my way into the gym, going to train some clients, and then it's off to wrestling and jiu-jitsu for me. Peace. I will talk to you soon.